Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is about to begin. Will you all stand up, please, and we'll have the music.
My young love said to me, my mother, mine, and my father won't slide for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she went through the fair. And fondly I watched her move here and move there, and she turned away homeward with one star away, as a swan in the evening moved over the lake. The people were saying, no two went away, but one had a sorrow that never was said. And she smiled as she passed me with her goods and her gear, and that was the last that I saw of my dear. Last night she came to me, my true love came in, and she came in so easy, her feet made no net, and she laid her hands on me. This she did say,
Now take your seats, you're going to sit on the outside.
it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. Oh, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day.
You can sit down. Please sit down, everybody. Good afternoon. Applaud to Roy. You're all very welcome. The people from the UK, the people from Westmeath, and various other parts of Ireland and England, I think. I'm Gareth. I came from the very west coast, from the Aran Islands. You're all welcome to visit whenever you can get the chance. Now we could go by again. Jim, have you done by the gag so that one?
Oh, please be open.
But for Gareth, it's struggling. He's learning. He's learning a little bit.
Didn't even understand that.
Don't worry, we're not saying anything bad about you today. Beautiful Ada here brought up the cushion or the rings, and it's a very special cushion. Robert, you have it there. Can you just give it to me for a sec? So the rings are tied to the front of it. So it's a few special words I want to say about the cushion because it's going to be a lovely memento for the two of you, as well as the rings. So the rings were brought up by our flower girl, Ava, and held up by Gareth's brother, Robert, on a cushion that has been hand-stitched using an old form of white on white work called Mount Mellick embroidery. That's unique to a town called Mount Mellick, County Laois in Ireland, where Anne-Marie's mother, Anne, was born. And this cushion was handmade by Anne-Marie's aunt, Dolores. Is Dolores here today?
No.
No, but we'll just remember her and give thanks for what she's done. The Forget-Me-Not flower has been incorporated to represent the love you have for each other. Now, Forget-Me-Not is going to have to be special in your house. And the daffodil represents Gareth's Welsh heritage. It also includes both of their initials and today's date, the 27th of April 2024. You better remember that now for the chocolates and the flowers and the meal out.
I'll keep the basket, that'll remind me.
Yeah, keep the basket, that'll remind you. Yeah, memento of the wedding day. Okay, Robert. So the ceremony today is a Celtic ceremony. Nowadays, people have wedding ceremonies in all sorts of places and in all sorts of ways. But I was growing up, everybody got married in the church. Now that's not the way it is. And depending on who you get to perform the ceremony, you get a different style of ceremony. So what I offer is a Celtic ceremony. So I draw on the Celtic heritage, which is really appropriate in the case of Anne-Marie and Gareth, because Gareth has Welsh roots, Anne-Marie has Irish roots, and the Celtic label covers both. So, and you'll see during the ceremony how this works. It's mainly to do with blessings that come to the two of you using our Celtic tradition. So we're going to start the ceremony with a very ancient invocation. I've asked Robert to help me with this, so he's got it up here. Switch on your mic there.
We have two mics. Hopefully I get one for screen on my kitchen. That's working now, isn't it?
Okay, so let me explain this invocation. It's called Amergan's invocation. Amergan was the chief druid of the Celts who invaded Ireland 500 years BC. And they came from Iberia and they landed in there first, and then they went up the east coast. And we don't have to get into all the details, but they had to do battle with the Tuatha De Danann in order to get onto the land. And they're very civilized in their negotiations. The Tuatha De Danann said to them, "Oh, we're not ready to do battle yet, give us a bit of time to get organised." But they agreed that the Celts in their boats would sail back out to the ninth wave and wait there till the Tuatha De Danann were ready to do battle. So they did that and went out to the ninth wave, and of course the Tuatha De Danann then stirred up a magic storm, not a real storm, a magic storm. And it started to blow all the boats and sink them and all the rest. And Amergan knew it was a trick. And Amergan, being the druid, he had magical powers too. So he climbed up to the top of his mast in the storm, and he proclaimed this poem, and it calmed the storm. They were ready to go ashore and do battle, and they beat the Tuatha De Danann, and they're here ever since. And you're a Celt druid. So may this invocation calm every storm that comes your way in your life. Yeah?
Yeah.
And may you have peace. So I'm going to read it Australia in Irish, and Robert is going to read it in English. So we'll just do one phrase at a time. So Robert, you start.
I am the wind of the sea.
Smishan Bia Mariga.
I am the ocean wave.
Smishan Tonna Fariga.
I am the sound of the bellows.
Smishan Fuimer and Straw.
I am the seven-horned stag.
Smisha Lav Nashach Nayak.
I am the hawk on the cliff.
Smishan Shawak Eran Ad.
I am the dewdrop drop in the sunlight.
Smisha Brain Droop Solus the Grainer.
I am the fairest of flowers.
Smishan the Blahana Saline.
I am the raging boar.
Smishan Kulach Fiine in a Grogach.
I am the salmon in the deep pool.
Smishan Rodan Sunishka Bowing.
I am the lake on the plain.
Smishan Loch Eran Wachara.
I am the meaning of the poem.
Smisha Gree and Bowing.
I am the point of the spear.
Smisha Peter and Schla.
I am the god that makes fire in the head.
Smisha and Dia, a Pravian and Tine in Pligan.
Who levels the mountain?
Kea Levadian, a Schleiter.
Who speaks the age of the moon?
Kea Laurian, Ish Nagali.
Who has been where the sun sleeps?
Kea Vis and Arch, Bodlian and Brian.
Who, if not I?
Kea Misha. Well done, Robert. That was very dramatic. Great. Now, we're going to have two people who know Anne-Marie and Gareth very well. And Anne's going to introduce us to our beautiful daughter, Anne-Marie.
I'm going to read this because I left my notes behind me. You're all welcome here. I'm Anne. I'm Marie's mum. Marie's our second child and was the quietest child you ever had. I have to say, she was a pleasure. You could bring her anywhere. She never wanted anything. She was quiet, sat in her knee. She was a little angel, I have to say. She went to school, I went to preschool, and I'll just say, looking there, the friends that she made in preschool, she's still friends with them today, the girls, and the 4 girls. They're still the best of buddies, even after all that time. So they are. She worked really hard in school, was a really, really good student, and played football, played piano. You know you did, you went to grade 8 in piano. Was her daddy's, had her daddy wrapped around her little finger. I remember one time she wanted to go somewhere, she was about 7 or 8, and I was busy, couldn't go. And next thing I could hear, Eddie was in the shed, Daddy, you know I love you, Daddy. And about 2 minutes later, I saw the car go, and I said she got her daddy wrapped around her finger. But she went to work really hard, decided in secondary school she wanted to be a dietitian, and really, really worked hard, and got her primary degree in Cork. Loved her time in Cork, made good friends down there as well. Went to Liverpool and went to Chester first, graduated, then went to Liverpool and met the love of her life 9 years ago. And she came home for the summer and she said to me, I have a boyfriend, you'll meet him at the graduation, which was November. She says, if I'm still going out with him. Well, it was early stages now, in fairness, it was early stages. And then I went over in August and she said to me, Gareth wants to meet you. And I said, grand. And we went out to dinner, we had a lovely dinner, and going, Gareth has since got used to the Irish humour. We're going, I said to him, I'll see you the next time if you're still on the go. And he went, did I tell you something? She'll tell me. And I said, no, you're still. So he stuck and he's still on the go, 9 years later. He's still on the go, settled very well into our family, and we're delighted to welcome him. We really appreciate it. It was a big move for him to give up his life in England for a year. And we really appreciate that.
So Gary, where is he? Oh, there you are. You put down your camera. He's double jobbing here today. Gary, will you introduce us to your son, Gareth?
Thank you. Be gentle.
Hello everybody, thank you for being here. Few words about my son, Gareth. Hi then. Different and new family. For those of you who don't know me, I'm sure at the end of the weekend you will. I'm Guy with a collared shirt who makes the dance. And Gareth. I'm honoured to join you all here today as I watch my son embark on a new chapter of your life. It's a privilege to be part of a beautiful occasion and to celebrate the love he and Anne-Marie have found. How are we doing so far?
Got 2 bars.
From the moment my son was born, he brought laughter and a sprinkling of stress. Oh, just a sprinkling. I've watched him grow from a curious child into a kind, compassionate, yet active. And it's because of this he's faced many challenges throughout his adult life. To say the staff at Hemel General Hospital knew him by his first name. He was in and out of hospital all the time, doing something crazy. Yeah, he just was. Coming to school, I used to get phone calls from his teachers. And every time the teacher used to phone me, I used to laugh. And the teachers thought this was very strange, but it was just a nervous reaction of thinking, what is he? Yes. Right. Today, as he stands sits beside the love of his life, I see a new journey beginning for him. A journey full of adventure, love, partnership. Anne-Marie complimenting in every way, bringing out the best of him, showing laughter and keeping him grounded, thank God. I couldn't be happier to welcome Anne-Marie into the little friend or clan that it is. And as you make your vows, I offer you my blessings and best wishes for a lifetime of happiness. Cherish and support each other, but most importantly, have a good time. Have a good one. And thank you very much for being here.
Well done, Gary. I think you have two things you can do now. You can take photographs and you can make speeches. Now we're going to call in some blessings for the bride and groom, Anne-Marie and Gareth. And I just want to explain this, that I believe when two people get married, they're full of hope, as we all are. They're full of anticipation, full of excitement, because we're looking to the future and to the happiness that we wish for each other and fulfillment and all the other things. So much in our expectations for your life ahead. And in order to achieve all of that, certain blessings need to come your way. And I believe they're out there, like fruit hanging on a tree. And they come to you at various times in your life. But you can walk past a fruit tree and not pick the fruit. You know, so today, these blessings are a way of inviting you to open yourself to the blessings that are going to be in your life. And to believe and know that those blessings, those supports, in other words, are there for you at every stage of your journey. So we're just going to name some of them, and I'm going to spread them out throughout this sermon. So the first two I'm going to name are a blessing for the man, Gareth, and a blessing for the woman, Anne-Marie. And in the Irish tradition, there's a lovely way of doing that. Because in the old Irish tradition, I'm going way back before Christianity, there was a sense that the source of femininity, which you represent here today, Anne-Marie, was in the earth itself. So earth was feminine. And if you want to get blessed from the source of your femininity, in your case, you went to the earth itself to get it. And you reached into the water contained in a holy well. The holy wells in Ireland were holy long before Christianity because they represented this entrance into the womb of Mother Earth. So I brought some water from a holy well near my house on Inchmore, and you put your hands in it, and just know that it's a ritual. That's all it is. I'm going to say that's all it is, because rituals can be very powerful. But in doing the ritual, you consciously open yourself to all the blessings that you would like to have as a woman and as a wife for God going into the future.
You just put your hand in.
And similarly then, in the Celtic tradition, there was also a source of a sacred masculine, and that was in the sky. If you look at some of the Irish gods and goddesses, you find a lot of the gods are in the sky. A lot of male divine energy is above us, like the god Lu, whose connection with the sun. So I'm going to use that imagery for Gareth. So we're going to call down a blessing on you. We call up a blessing for Anne-Marie. We call down a blessing for you, so that you fulfill your role as the very best husband you could possibly be for Anne-Marie. Okay, so, and the symbol for reaching up to the sky is a tree, which reaches up to the sky, is very obvious. And of course, the most special tree in the Irish tradition was the oak tree. So you take the top branch from an oak tree and you use that to put down the blessing. And by the way, that's the origin of the magic wand. We were talking about Ava earlier. So I've got my magic wand. I'm going to use it now, or Ava, I'm going to use it now. And Gareth, wait, you see. So Gareth, you ready to open yourself to all these blessings to be a wonderful husband for Anne-Marie throughout her life. Okay, that's the blessing we call it. Now there's the first two blessings. Now we're going to have some readings, and we have them specially chosen. And that, I think you're going to read the first one, are you? Something up here. Maybe. Maybe we're supposed to meet the wrong people before we meet the right one. So when we finally arrive, we are truly grateful for the gift we have been given.
Maybe it's true that we don't know what we have lost until we lose it, but it's also true that we don't know what we're missing until it arrives. Maybe the happiest people don't have the best of everything, but make the best of everything that comes their way. Maybe the best kind of love is the kind where you sit on the sofa together, not saying a word, and walk away like it was the best conversation you ever had. Maybe, once in a lifetime, you'll find someone that not only touches your heart, but also your soul. Someone who loves you for you and not what you could be. Maybe the art of true love is not about finding the perfect person, but about seeing an imperfect person perfectly.
Under Raglan Road on an autumn day, I saw her first news. That her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day. And I saw danger, and I passed along the enchanted way. And I said, let grief be a falling leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we tripped along the edge of a deep ravine where can be seen the worth of passion's play. And the Queen of Hearts still making times, and I'm not making hay. And I love too much, and such by such is happiness gone away. And I gave her gifts of the mind, I gave her a secret sign that's known to the artists who have known the true gods of sound and stone. And word and tint and without stint, I gave her poems to say, with her own name there and her own dark hair, like clouds over fields of May. On a quiet street where the old ghosts meet, I see her walking now, away from me so hurriedly. My reasons must allow that I have loved not as I should, a creature made of clay. When the angel woos his wings over the dawn of day. When the angel woos the clay, his wings at the dawn of day.
That was wonderful, Damien. Thank you very much. Damien and Leonard.
Yep.
And you call yourselves the Electrics. Oh, you call the Electrics. Okay, it's worth you call the Electrics. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And we will have more music from you later, but we might get a chance to show our appreciation then. So let's show it now. Now going to have the second reading, and Vanessa, you're on.
fierce dinosaur. The fierce dinosaur was trapped inside his cage of ice. Although it was cold, he was happy in there. It was, after all, his cage. Then along came the lovely other dinosaur. The lovely other dinosaur melted the dinosaur's cage with kind words and loving thoughts. I like this dinosaur, thought the lovely other dinosaur. Although he is fierce, he is also tender and he is funny. He is also quite clever. Though I will not tell him this for now. I like this lovely other dinosaur, thought the dinosaur. She is beautiful and she is different and she smells so nice. She is also a free spirit, which is a quality I much admire in a dinosaur. But he can be so distant and so peculiar at times, thought the lovely other dinosaur. He is also overly fond of things. Are all dinosaurs so overly fond of things? But her mind skips from here to there so quickly, thought the dinosaur. She is also uncommonly keen on shopping. Are all lovely other dinosaurs so uncommonly keen on shopping? I will forgive his peculiarity and his concern for things, thought the lovely other dinosaur, for they are part of what makes him a richly charactered individual. I will forgive her skipping mind and her fondness for shopping, thought the dinosaur, for she fills our life with beautiful thoughts and wonderful surprises. Besides, I am not keen on shopping either. Now the dinosaur and the lovely other dinosaur are old. Look at them. Together they stand on a hill, telling each other stories, and feeling the warmth of the sun on their backs. And that, my friends, is how it is with love. Let us all be dinosaurs and lovely other dinosaurs together, for the sun is warm, and the world is a beautiful place.
Thank you, Vanessa. Now it's time to call in a few more blessings for you. And I want to use 4 symbols for each of the blessings. And symbols that are most appropriate are the 4 elements, which are traditional in many different cultures, not just the Irish culture and the Welsh culture. The 4 elements are earth, air, water, and fire. And each of those is essential for you and I to be alive. And it's essential for anything to be alive. All of us need fertile earth, water we can drink, air we can breathe, and the sun at the right distance from us to give us heat and light. So, when I call in these blessings for you today, I invite you to be reminded of the blessings right through your life when you experience these different 4 elements in your life. So if we start with the earth, it's beneath you, it's supporting you. If you're on another planet, it might be supporting you, you might be floating in the air because there's not enough gravity. But here, it supports you. So let's think of all the things that you'd like to have support you in your life. And let's call them in to be there for you. May you always feel supported in your life, in all sorts of different ways. Also, the earth, because it supports you, allows you to travel, allows you to journey. And we're not speaking today just of your journey back to Westmeath or wherever. We're speaking about your journey together as a couple through the years and calling it a blessing for that. And I suppose when you go on a journey, you better know where you're going. So let's call in a blessing for all that you plan for your future together, all that you dream of, all the decisions that you make. May they be wise. May you never regret any decision. May you have good health throughout your life to be able to live to the full. May you have enough of the material things of this world on your journey. And may you have longevity. Comradeship and Cade. We see that on Spain again. May you both live to be 100 years of age. So I'm going to bless your feet for this journey now with peace and truth. Second element is water. So to imagine this giving you a blessing, think of yourselves as stepping into a boat today. It's your marriage boat. And you're being pushed off the shore and you're heading off out towards the horizon. And who knows where it's going to take you. You'll be trying to direct the boat yourselves, and you'll also be a bit influenced by the weather and the waves and wind and all that type of thing. So that's a bit like life too. But wherever you go in your marriage boat, you're going to need to be afloat on the water. The water's going to have to be there for you. And that's a lovely image for all the other people in your life who are going to be there to support you. So can I turn to your guests here today? your families and your friends and ask you, are you willing to be a strong, supportive and loving community for Anne-Marie and Gareth in the course of their life together? Great. So that's your blessing for that. And I bless you with water from a holy well. Because you have a job to do in supporting Anne-Marie and Gareth in the marriage. The third blessing is air. Air is something that you began to breathe on the day you're born. We have a baby here, Alex, who's only 11 weeks old.
Yes.
Oh, so Mammy can well remember the first time he took his breath, not so long ago. And you've been breathing ever since, and it's a sign that you're alive. But it's also invisible, so it's a sign of your inner life, the bit we need to find out about when we meet you. We can see how you look, we can see your physicals, but what about what's going on inside you? Only you are in touch with that. And I think part of the search for a partner in life is the search for somebody who can be your anam, your soul friend, somebody who can communicate to you what their inner life is happening, what's going on in their inner life, as well as just their physical life. And clearly, you found that in each other. And the symbol for giving it expression is your breath. Because it not only represents that in the life that you have, but also you use your breath to communicate. So I want to call in a blessing on your communication. May it always be open, honest, transparent, and may each of you relate to the other from a place of unconditional love and acceptance. So I have an eagle's feather to bless you with that. And the last blessing then is represented by fire. And that's the sun above our heads, but it's reflected in each of you as you yourselves are each a sort of ball of energy. You were that from the day you're born. And that energy has directed you to be the person you are today, to do the things you do, the motivation inside you is this ball of energy. And I want to call in blessing on that, but that's never another way you can put out a fire. May the fire of your life and your sense of direction and your identity never be put out or burned out. May it burn brightly throughout your lives so that you constantly have energy for every morning you get up out of bed. You have things you want to do, you have meaning and purpose in your life, and you always have that. And I want to also use that image of the fire to call in a blessing on your love for each other, because that's like a flame too. So the sun in the sky is a very good reminder of how your love can be. As the sun is bright, it's warm, it's generous, it's passionate, and it never burns out. So may your love never burn out either. So I light a match above your heads to represent the blessing of God. No, not too early. So now will the two of you stand out in the middle? And Gareth, you come this side and face Anne-Marie. Okay. And take each other's hands, yeah. And we've decided you're going first, guys. Is that all right?
Apparently so.
All right, so you're going to jump in first. I hope she follows.
Please follow.
Yeah, please follow, yeah. Anne-Marie,
Anne-Marie,
Providence brought us together,
Providence brought us together.
but conviction brings us here today.
Conviction brings us here today.
In recognition of all that you are to me,
In recognition of all that you are to me,
and all that you will be,
and all that you will be,
I ask you this day
I ask you this day
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
And before these are witnesses,
And before these are witnesses,
I make you a solemn promise
I make you a solemn promise
to love you steadfastly,
to love you steadfastly,
to trust you as I do myself,
to trust you as I do myself,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
and to journey with you along the paths of our future.
to journey with you along the path of our future.
All this I pledge to you,
All this I pledge to you.
We're going to try the Gaelic now. A storm of rain. You want to skip that?
Miha? No, thank you.
Good. A storm of rain, okay?
Storm Cree.
Well done. Now in Welsh, I have no idea how to pronounce this.
Oh, no.
Come on. It's there.
Fina Harad.
Okay.
I'll switch for this one as well.
My dearest friend,
My dearest friends,
my soul's rest,
my soul's rest,
my beloved.
my beloved.
Well done. So you're in the cold water now. Yeah.
So
Now
what
we
do
get
got?
you to jump in now. So Gareth, Providence brought us together,
Providence brought us together,
but conviction brings us here today.
but conviction brings us here today.
In recognition of all that you are to me,
In recognition of all that you are to me,
and all that you will be,
and all that you will be,
I ask you this day
I ask you this day
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
And before these are witnesses,
And before these are witnesses,
I make you a solemn promise.
I make you a solemn promise.
To love you steadfastly,
To love you steadfastly,
to trust you as I do myself,
to trust you as I do myself,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
and to journey with you along the paths of our future.
and to journey with you along the paths of our future.
All this I pledge to you,
All this I pledge to you,
a storm of free,
as so am crew. Fianna Howard,
in marriage, my dearest friend,
my dearest friend,
my soul's rest,
my soul's rest,
my beloved.
my beloved.
Well done, you both. Give a big clap. Here we are.
Both are done.
We have to do rings and hand basket. Now, Robert, you're going to bring us up the rings. So you stand here. He's been instructed what to do now. No, stand behind Gareth so that don't take out yet.
Oh no, I was going to say this separate.
Oh, yeah, good catch. Just put the basket there. So I'd like you all to be able to see the rings because the rings will represent the vows that Anne-Marie and Gareth have just made. And that's lovely. But the circle on the rings can represent us, the circle of friends and family that will surround them throughout their life. So I'd like us to fill the rings with all our blessings and support. So to do that, you put your eyes on the rings, and you can also, to express it even more, put your hands out towards them, which I'm doing now. If you feel comfortable doing that, do that. And we fill the rings with blessings, with love, and with all that we wish for Anne-Marie and Gareth in the course of our life. Lovely. Now, Robert, will you let Gareth take the ring for Anne-Marie and put it on her hand? And as you do it, you say, Anne-Marie, please take this ring
Anne-Marie, please take this ring
and wear it always
and wear it always
as a symbol of my faithful love
as a symbol of my faithful love
and the vows that I've made.
and the vows that I have made.
Now, Anne-Marie, you take the ring for Gareth. And say, Gareth, please take this ring
Gareth, please take this ring
and wear it always
and wear it always
as a symbol of my faithful love
as a symbol of my faithful love
and the vows that I've made.
and the vows that I've made.
Well done, you both. Now, will you, the ring, hand with the rings, will you put those together first? Put the
Yeah.
other two hands on top. Now, we're going to do a ceremony called hand fasting, and the two of you have managed to get an Aran Islands Chris made on the Aran Islands on Innisir. I live on Inishmore. This is made on Innisir. The one I'm wearing around my waist was made on Inishmore by a neighbour of mine. So they're all different. That's the nice thing. And traditionally, every family made their own family Chris in their own kitchen. And so this represents the life that you will create together. Like the Chris, it will be unique to yourselves. And when I do the hand fasting, I'm doing something very, very ancient. If you were born in Ireland or Wales, way back, say, 5,000 years ago, you would be members of tribes. And when you got married,
You would be married by the chief druid, you'd be standing underneath the sacred oak tree. And he would have a sacred cord and he'd use it to tie the knot. So I'm representing that druid here today. And that sacred cord is the Aran Islands Chris. And we're going to tie the knot now on the marriage. And as I do it, Gareth and Anne-Marie, I invite you to think of yourselves like you are two trees in the forest. You're growing side by side and you're giving each other shelter and support. Onto the ground, your roots are intertwining as you both reach for the sources of life. And above the ground, your branches are intertwining as you both reach for the stars and for the fulfillment of your dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, Anne-Marie and Gareth are now husband and wife.
You're like Christmas. We signed on together.
Now this, we'll have a little operation here for this.
Hold up the
You take a match and light your match from your candle, and you do the same from your candle, and then together light the center.
For the highest treasure, together we said. No maps to guide us,
Now you go and
we
sit down
speed
again.
our own course. We rode out the storms when the winds were gale forth. We sat out the dodgers, patience and hope. Working together, we learned how to cope. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled waters, it keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, it was just me and you. And gathered round us, we have our own crew. Together we're in this relationship. We built it with care to last the whole trip. Our true destination, marked on each other. We're navigating to shores of the high. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled water, keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, it was just me and you. And gathered round us, we had our own crew. When we started the voyage, it was just me and you. Now, gathered round us, we have our own crew.
Lovely. I see now why they picked you for their wedding. And now we're going to have a reading of a blessing, and Hodge will read this first, please.
A blessing. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. When your eyes freeze behind the grey window and the ghost of loss gets to you, may a flock of colours, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken you in a meadow of delight. When the canvas sprays in the curragh of tod and stain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight and bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so, may a slow wind work these words of love around you, and a visible cloak to mind your life.
Now we need to include in this ceremony the moment of Thanksgiving, because I'm sure you have been looking forward to this day for a long, long time. You've been, even before that, looking forward to finding the right person. All these things, all these gifts that you have received up to today in all sorts of forms from people and just from life itself. So this is a good moment just to pause and be grateful, because most of life is a complete gift. We don't earn it, we don't deserve it, we just receive it. And today is a good day to acknowledge it. But let's put a sort of physical shape on what we want to be thankful for. There's no better shape or image for what you're thankful for than your parents. And they're here today. So we Eddie, we Anne, and we have Gary. Where are you, Gary?
Just behind you.
Oh, you're behind me. Okay. Take a bow. So you represent all the gifts that have been, all the support, all the blessings that you have had right up to the present day. And so let's give a round of applause, especially for the parents. Now, one final set of blessings that we want for you, and all of us want this for you. When I name them, you'll know. You'll want them yourselves as well. So the first one, let's think of a relationship that you have as something alive. So when you're responsible for something alive in your life, my daughter's just about to get a dog. I warned her, it's going to really be tough on her. It's going to restrict her movements. The dog will need daily care. Your relationship needs daily care. It needs to be watered and fed every day. That's the way I got it. I'm married myself. And you can't expect a relationship to just go on its own and not do anything to mind you about after. So I know you already know that. But we want to, there's things that happen in life that can make your holding on to your relationship very challenging. We want to pray a blessing on you both, that all the resources that we know are out there for you, that you reach to them and find them, whatever it takes to keep that relationship alive and exciting for you both, and to go through all the challenges that will undoubtedly come. So I know the older people here understand this, and there's ups and downs in all marriages. So let's use oil to represent health, and let's call in the blessing for you by putting a sign of the Celtic cross on the back of your joined hands. So join your hands in the middle between you like you're going for a walk, and let those joined hands represent your relationship now. And I'm going to put the blessing on, which comes from all of us, and all our wish is to that your relationship will be a healthy, wholesome, and healthy.
So Gareth and Anne-Marie, may your relationship stay healthy, wholesome, life-giving, supportive, and nourishing for each of you at every stage of your life's journey together. And may it never lose the life-giving integrity that it has together.
The second blessing is equally important. And we don't know what's ahead of us in life. We know there's evil out there and things that can damage us and hurt us that we won't be able to just resist in mind. So we need to be protected by some greater source. And I want to use a symbol of calling that protection for the two of you from our ancient Celtic tradition, which is to sprinkle water from the holy well, which if you like can represent the sacred feminine. And if I sprinkle it around you in the clockwise direction, that's the same direction that the sun goes around the earth. So that's the sacred masculine. So I'm surrounding you with everything that we think of as sacred and holy and beyond our own resources to mind you and protect you throughout your life.
So I use the holy water from the well. And if I can get around you, you can still see it, I think. So I surround you now on behalf of everybody here with a circle of protection that may protect you from all evil and all harm that would threaten your marriage or your love for each other in any way. And may that allow your life to flourish and to prosper and to be fruitful and to bring you the realization of your dreams and of your destiny. Now, the ceremony is just about over, but we need to sign the registration form and make it legal. So to do that, Anne-Marie, you've got to sit on that chair there. You need to stand together on her right. And we need Catherine and Gareth to come up as well, please.
This is the first day of my life. It's where I was born, right in the doorway. Went out in the rain, and suddenly everything changed. Spread the blankets on the beach. Yours is the first face that I saw.
You carry on doing
Think I was blind before I met you.
I'll show you
Don't know where I am, but I know where I've been. But I know where I want to go.
So Jared, you're one.
So I thought I'd let you know
So you go to this one now.
that these things can take forever. I especially am slow. But I realize how I need you. I wondered if I could come home. I remember the time we drove all night just to meet me in the morning. I thought it was strange, you said everything changed. You felt as if you just woke up. Said, this is the first day of my life. Glad I didn't die before I met you. Now I don't care, I could go anywhere with you. Now I'd probably be happy.
Now, do you want some photo shots?
Yes, if I can.
This is the first day of my life. It's where I was born, right in the doorway. Went out in the rain, and suddenly everything changed. Spread blankets on the beach.
Yeah.
Just this one. Just one. Just this one.
Like a joke or something.
That would mean I just saw the road.
It falls off his head.
There you go, guys. Just this way.
Oh yeah, I do. Yes, right there. Support.
Stand with her right and just be ready to walk out together. Don't go to right side.
Do you want me to throw these in?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she's very particular, Dara. I've learned.
She's a walking part of you then.
She'll go wherever she wants to go.
Hey, Beth. Hey, but we have a job for you. You have to sprinkle the flowers for the bride to walk on. And you want to stand up, please? So normally in ceremonies like this, there's final blessing. But I don't like being the one giving blessings. I like to call in blessings, and I like to recognize blessings. So this final blessing is recognizing a blessing. Because we've been calling in the blessings for Gareth and Anne-Marie throughout the ceremony only because they have blessed us. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. They've blessed us by their love for each other. They've blessed us by giving us this wonderful moment and occasion and experience today. And we look forward to lots more blessings from them throughout their life. So we're blessing them and they're blessing us. It's a win-win for everybody here today. So we acknowledge that. Thank you for the blessings. And invite you now, as a newly married couple, husband and wife, Anne-Marie and Gareth, take the first steps of the rest of your life together.
Oh, my life is changing every day. Every
In recognition of all that you are to me,
In recognition of all that you are to me,
and all that you will be,
and all that you will be,
I ask you this day
I ask you this day
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
And before these are witnesses,
Before these are witnesses,
I make you a solemn promise
I make you a solemn promise
to love you steadfastly,
to love you steadfastly,
to trust you as I do myself,
to trust you as I do myself,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
and to journey with you along the paths of our future.
and to journey with you along the path of our future.
All this I pledge to you.
All this I pledge to you.
We're going to try the Gaelic now. A storm of rain. We're going to skip that.
No, thank
Good. A storm of rain, okay?
Storm McCree.
Well done. Now in Welsh, I have no idea how to pronounce this.
Oh,
It's there.
Fina Harrod.
Okay.
Ross Rich for this one as well.
My dearest friend,
My dearest friends,
my soul's rest,
soul rest,
my beloved.
my beloved.
well done. So you're in the cold water now. Yeah. Now we get you to jump in after.
So Gareth,
Gareth,
Providence brought us together,
Providence brought us together,
but conviction brings us here today.
but conviction brings us here today.
In recognition of all that you are to me,
In recognition of all that you are to me,
and all that you will be,
and all that you will be,
I ask you this day
I ask you this day
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
And before these are witnesses,
And before these are witnesses,
I make you a solemn promise.
I make you a solemn promise.
To love you steadfastly,
To love you steadfastly,
to trust you as I do myself,
to trust you as I do myself,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to comfort you in sickness and in sorrow,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to rejoice with you in times of happiness,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to nurture your gifts and all that you can be,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
to cherish you all the days of my life,
and to journey with you along the paths of our future.
and to journey with you along the paths of our future.
All this I pledge to you,
All this I pledge to you,
a storm of free,
a Storm McCree, Fina Harrod,
my dearest friend,
my dearest friend,
my soul's rest,
my soul's rest,
my beloved.
my beloved.
Well done to you both. Give a big clap. You have to do rings on hand.
If you were born in Ireland or Wales, way back, say, 5,000 years ago, you would be members of tribes. And when you got married, you would be married by the chief druid. You'd be standing underneath the sacred oak tree. And he would have a sacred cord, and he'd use it to tie the knot. So I'm representing that druid here today. And the sacred cord is the Aran Islands Chris, and we're going to tie the knot now on your marriage. And as I do it, Gareth and Anne-Marie, I invite you to think of yourselves like you are two trees in the forest. You're growing side by side, and you're giving each other shelter and support. Onto the ground, your roots are intertwining as you both reach for the sources of life. And above the ground, your branches are intertwining as you both reach for the stars and for the fulfillment of your dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, Anne-Marie and Gareth are now husband and
Few words about my son. Well, I told him. Ireland, dear friends and new family. For those of you who don't know me, I'm sure at the end of the weekend you will. I'm the guy with the coloured shirt who likes to dance. I'm Gareth's father. I'm honoured to join you all here today as I watch my son embark on a new chapter of your life. It's a privilege to be part of a beautiful occasion and to celebrate the love he and Anne-Marie have found. Yeah. How are we doing so far? From the moment my son was born, he brought laughter and a sprinkling of stress. I see that. Oh, just a sprinkling. I've watched him grow from a curious child into a kind, compassionate, yet accident prone. And it's because of this he's faced many challenges throughout his adult life. To say the staff at Hemel General Hospital knew him by his first name. He was in and out of hospital all the time, doing something crazy. Yeah, he just was. And at Cavendish School, I used to get phone calls from his teachers. And every time the teacher used to phone me, I used to laugh. And the teachers thought this was very strange, but it was just a nervous reaction, thinking, what has he done now? Yes. Right. Today, as he stands beside, or sits beside the love of his life, I see a new journey beginning for him. A journey full of adventure, love, partnership. Anne-Marie compliments him in every way, bringing out the best of him, sharing laughter and keeping him grounded, thank God. I couldn't be happier to welcome Anne-Marie into the Mitchell family, or clan, as it is. And as you make your vows, I offer you my blessings and best wishes for a lifetime of happiness. Cherish and support each other, but most importantly, have a good time. Have a good one. And thank you very much for being here.
And was the quietest child you ever had. I have to say, she was a pleasure. You could bring her anywhere, she never wanted anything, she just was quiet, sat in your knee, and she was a little angel, though, I have to say. She went preschool, and I'm just looking there, the friends that she made in preschool, she's still friends with them today, the girls and the 4 girls, they're still the best of buddies even after all that time. So they are. She worked really hard in school, was a really, really good student, and played football, played piano. You know you did, you went to grade 8 in the piano. Had her daddy wrapped around her little finger. I remember one time she wanted to go somewhere, she was about 7 or 8, and I was busy, couldn't go, and next thing I could hear